Today's lesson we will be estimating with percents on page 368. However, on page 366, you may recall there is a chart, and on that chart there is a list, there is a row of commonly used percents, and underneath of that is the correlating fraction that goes with each one. So those are the commonly used ones that will really help you on page 369 for your homework. Now, you won't use one of those for every single question, but you will for a lot of them. And we discussed back when we were still in school that those commonly used percents and equivalent fractions are things that you need to be committing to your memory. Because as you get older, it will help you with a lot of math and a lot of just life skills if you know commonly used percentages and fractions. So I'm just going to start with some examples. So the directions today just say estimate. So I know that I'm going to be doing some rounding. So my first question is, let's see, my pen pulled up here. 71% of 61. So if I look at my chart, and I can see that 71% is really close to 75%, and the equivalent fraction of that is 3/4. So I'm going to use 3/4. And you should remember that of means to multiply. Okay? So now the last thing I need to do before I start solving my problem is figure out what my whole number would change to. So I'm estimating. So that means I'm going to make this number as easy as possible. So I want 61 to go with my 4 so that I can simplify. So the number that's closest to 61 that 4 goes into is 60. So I'm going to change 61 to 60, and it becomes 60 over 1, just like that. Now I can go through and I can solve, and the first thing I'm going to do is simplify. 4 goes into 4 1 time. 4 goes into 60 15 times. So I'm left with 3 over 1 times 15 over 1. So 3 times 15 gives me 45 over 1, which is really just 45. Okay? Next example. I will do 38% of 94. Now, if I look at my chart, I can see that there is a 33 1/3% and there is a 40%. Well, 38% is closer to 40%, so I'm going to change this to 40%, and my chart already tells me what the fraction is. It's 2/5. Of needs to times, and now I'm looking for a number that's close to 94 that 5 goes into. Well, as a 6th grader, you should know that would be 95 over 1. So then I'm going to go through and I'm going to solve by simplifying. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 95 19 times. Now I'm left with 2 over 1 times 19 over 1. 2 times 19 will give me 38 over 1, which, as you know, is really just 38. And then that would be your answer. Okay, let's try another one here. Let's move over here. Okay, so if I had 48% of 219, I know that 48% is really close to 50%, and I know that that fraction is 1/2. Of means to times a number, and I'm looking for a number that's close to 219 that 2 goes into evenly so that I can simplify. So I'm going to round that up to 220. I also could have gone to 218, any even number. However, 220 is an easier number to work with than 218 because it ends in a 0. I just like it better, but it doesn't matter because these are estimating. So as long as your answer is close to like the book answer, on these estimating homework assignments, the book gives me one answer, but if yours is close because maybe you rounded it the other way, I still count it as correct. So as long as you're in the ballpark, you're going to be fine. Okay, my next step on this problem is to simplify. So 2 goes into 2 1 time, 2 goes into 220 110 times. And so I'm left with 1 over 1 times 110 over 1. And 1 times 110 is 110 over 1. That is my answer. Let's see, another example on this page that I see is it says 98% of 548. Okay, 98% is pretty much just 100%. And 100% of anything is just that number. So what is 100% of 548? 548. You're done with that one. Those ones are silly. Let's see. One final example from this page that I want to go over. It says 4% of 405. Okay, now if I look on page 366, the smallest it goes is 10%, but 4% is still kind of far away from 10%, and there's a pretty easy number that I could work with, and that would be 5%. Now I know how to make any percent into a fraction because we've already learned that. We put 5 over 100. If I simplify that, I'm going to get 1 over 20. And of means times, so I'm going to times 1/20 times, let's see, 20 would go into 400 over 1. So 20, if I simplify, 20 goes into 20 once, 20 goes into 420 times. 1 over 1 times 20 over 1 would give me 20. Let's see. I think as far as that goes, I did 4 or 5 examples there today. So I'm going to end on that note. I hope that that gave you an idea of the thought process going through each problem, how to set them up. If I was doing this on my paper, this is exactly what I would write on my paper. I would write the question, and I would write the next percent that it was closest to. Then I would write the fraction that it goes with. I wouldn't skip any steps, just so I can see it all written out. Obviously, on my paper, I want it to be a little bit neater than this. Bear with me here as I'm doing this, but this is the exact process that I would go through. Don't skip steps, especially if you know that you're struggling with it. Don't try to do the steps in your head. If you need to see it written out, write it out. It just takes an extra 30 seconds. There you go. Good luck.